Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Archie's Briefings. I'm your host, Arshel Branch, and today you guys we're going to talk about DOGE. They just had an interview with Brett Baer of Fox News and the leftist media. Of course, there's reactions, and we are going to talk about that today. Now, if you watched my coffee time earlier, you know exactly which media outlets, you know exactly what conversation, and we're going to talk about all of that today. DOGE, what they've uncovered, and the reactions from the left, as well as my reaction, because, my goodness, I've got some stuff to say about what was said. Anyhow, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that way you never miss an episode. If you would like to continue showing support as someone who already subscribes, if you do, definitely cash at me at #RShellBranch or like, share. That is also incredibly helpful as well as do something about this algorithm. Now, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and let's talk about what DOGE has uncovered and what they were speaking about specifically in this interview and the leftist reaction. My goodness. Let's go ahead and let's talk about that, shall we?
There is something that has been on my heart that I did want to discuss. Discipline is a huge part of being productive, being lucrative. I am not for anything that goes against true productivity, true sovereignty of the individual. The choices that we make are what's going to be up for judgment.
Okay, you guys. So as I said in the open, we are going to talk about this DOGE interview with Brett Baer. Oh my goodness. It had Elon Musk and the other members of DOGE, and the reaction from CNN was absolutely priceless and a bit of a roll your eye kind of a thing, right? It's a roll your eye like, oh, here we go again. That's what this was. I said this in my coffee time, you guys, because I did want to talk about this. I wanted to dive further into this with this episode of Archie's Briefings because the coffee time just wasn't enough. I mean, my goodness, after watching that interview, you guys know me. I'm not a fan of Elon Musk. I'm going to say that every single time we talk about DOGE. Every time Elon is brought up in DOGE, I'm going to say I don't like him. Now, I don't like him. Obviously, you know my reasons for why I don't like this man. But Elon got nothing to do. My feelings for Elon as a person is irrelevant to his position as the head of DOGE, right? I think that is tremendous. I think it's remarkable what it is that they're doing. This is more that we've learned about our government just over the last, 10 weeks that Trump has been in office than we've actually learned over the last decade. I mean, we've been in this movement of America First for what doesn't even just feel like a decade, but almost is a decade, right? Like it's almost there. Like we've been doing this for a while now, wanting the transparency, wanting to know where the money was going, wanting to do something about the debt as it got larger, wanting to do something about bringing back American jobs and putting our country and our people first. Like we wanted that. This time around, it's different, right? I mean, the left makes the accusation that this whole administration is really just about retribution and revenge, not about justice and restoration. Now, I'll say this. If justice looks like retribution, it means that the so-called bad guy, which we believe that they are bad guys, people on the left, that if you were doing something wrong, doing something criminal, then what feels like vengeance to you is really just justice for the rest of us. Like if you were prosecuting President Trump because he was your political opponent and we find that out from looking into other crimes, well, then this is not retribution, this is justice. Or how about two things can be true, right? Like two things can be true. If there's anything that DOGE has shown us, it's that not only should we never trust our government ever again, it's that we should never have trust our government to begin with. I mean, look, they're necessary, obviously. But just having y'all making decisions and not seeing every single thing that you do, I don't like that. I don't like that they think that they could just make decisions for us and we're not allowed to be upset about this or even just give them, a mandate when we vote so they actually do what it is that we voted for them to do.
I'm your boss!
The first thing I'm going to show you is the interview, parts of the interview from Fox News with Brett Baer and Elon and the DOGE crew, right? And just so we can understanding of what it is that they were actually talking about. Okay, you guys, so this is the clip I was telling you about. It's pulling parts of it. It's not the whole thing. Obviously, we're not going to go over the whole thing. It matches my sweater. Love that I'm matching. Anyhow, so this is a special report with Brett Baer, and just off the very second it goes into it, you guys, it did it for me. So let's just run it, shall we?
The ways that the government is defrauded is that the computer systems don't talk to each other. So if the computer systems don't talk to each other, then you can exploit that gap, and fraudsters exploit that gap, take advantage. For example, there were over $300 million of small business administration loans that has been given out to people under the age of 11.
Okay, I'm gonna let it go on, but just let's start with there. Okay, what did he say? As I said earlier, the computers don't talk to each other. They don't work together. And because of that, that provides a huge opportunity for fraud. I'm going to let him go on.
Chain to add to is 300 million under the age of 11 and over 300 million to over the age of 120.
Definitely.
Small business loans.
Correct.
Yes.
Definitely.
The oldest American is 114. So it's safe to say if their age is 115 or above, they're fake. Or they should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. And we should not be giving out loans to babies. So the youngest recipient of a Small Business Administration loan is a 9-month-old, which is a very, very precocious baby we're talking about here. So obviously it was just fraudulent. And they do terrible things. They actually will see that a kid's been born. They will steal that kid's social security number and then take out a loan and leave that kid with a bad credit rating. There was literally a baby. The terrible things are being done is what we're saying.
I'm going to leave it there. They're stealing the child's social security so they can take out a loan and then leave this baby with a bad credit score. And the fact that there is no system to detect that a 9-month-old baby, that a 9-month-old baby was able to take out a loan. I mean, that their credit is ruined and they're not even one yet. I mean, what is going on here? It is 2025. Our country is 250 years old. Computers have been a thing for quite some time. The internet has been a thing for quite some time. Explain to me how. You don't know that it's a 9-month-old baby doing this, that you have people who are over the ages of 115 getting money. These people don't exist. And as far as the children are concerned, there are people who are stealing from the children. Like, yo, this is outrageous. This is outrageous. I'm going to come out of this because, people, outrageous. And so when you look at how that happens, I mean, my goodness, computers are not working together. Humans, computers, the whole system itself not working together, that you can rob a newborn baby, that a newborn baby can get a loan, that a person who's 115 years of age can get a loan. These people are not real. It's outrageous. And you have Americans out here who want to be small business owners, who want to follow the traditional business model and actually employ people, hire people who have goals, who have dreams outside of, student loan debt. We're talking about actually adding to the economy that goes beyond the hobby business, the sole proprietor, like what I intend to do with our Shell Financial and things of that nature. Like, we're talking about, majority of our economy are small businesses, and SBA should be trying to, inspire more of that. And instead you're getting theft. They are stealing from children and they are stealing from the taxpayer when they are coming up with people who are 115 years of age. I mean, that's so different than finding a 365-year-old on Social Security. And what do you get from the left? Oh, DOGE isn't transparent enough. There's too many men on this team, not enough women. Look at what you're focusing on. And CNN is choosing to lose their minds rather than being excited about the fact that the truth is coming out, that there might be justice given to these children and to the American taxpayer. They want us to be afraid of DOGE. They want us to be afraid of the Department of Government Efficiency. They want us to be afraid of the truth. 'Cause I'm the boogeyman. So you guys, this takes us into the next and final clip. I'm going to show you the CNN back and forth. Okay. The CNN conversation. I don't know these ladies' names. I really don't. I didn't care to know them. We've seen them a bunch of times. You've seen them a bunch of times, when you're looking at other conservative commentators, they talk about them. So we've seen their faces. That's all that matters. I guess really it's their faces and the things that are coming out of their mouth. It's absolutely atrocious because of what the things that they're focusing on. I mean, we heard what the DOGE team just said, right? They're stealing from children. They're committing massive fraud, that for a government as old as ours, they don't work together. Not the humans, not the computers. So much so that there is a great opportunity for fraud. So I'm going to show you guys this clip of CNN because not astounding, not shocking that they say something ridiculous or that they focus on the ridiculous, but the fact that they could say something as ridiculous after what you just heard, after what they heard, is just yo, that's all I could say. Just yo. So let's go ahead and let's show that next clip, you guys, because it's amazing. It's just amazing. Let's go ahead and let's run that one, shall we? Okay, you guys. So this is the CNN clip I was telling you about. Well, let it run. I think it speaks for itself. Let it run, shall we?
Are middle-aged, and all but one of them
a white man.
Focus.
They include Steve Davis, CEO of Elon Musk's Boring Company, a tunnel drilling company, Joe Gebbia, the Airbnb co-founder, Brad Smith, the healthcare entrepreneur, and others. But it's interesting, very interesting that these are the men surrounding Musk, men with long resumes. Is part of a plan to convey a very specific message about Musk and DOGE, and a different one than Musk has so far been sending.
Absolutely. I mean, the imagery that you pointed out, Aaron, is, pretty remarkable to see. The fact that they're all men, all older men. I think your point about, none of the 19-year-olds being in the room, it shows that they are trying to be more taken more seriously, I think, for this interview. What I also believe and what I've been hearing is, we know that Musk has said that he wants DOGE to be more transparent, but really we haven't seen a lot of that transparency, a lot of the criticism that we've heard.
I'm going to pause. I'll let it come back to that. Okay, let's just start with the fact that she brought up the 19-year-old Big Balls. I mean, his name, it's his Twitter name. So, excuse my language. It's vulgar. It's funny. It's funny, but it's also vulgar. And it's like, oh, the 19-year-old isn't there. And so, yeah, and so forth. Look, whether they were trying to be taken seriously, I think every America first. I think the majority of the American people take DOGE very seriously. No one is mad at a 19-year-old for doing the job. First of all this is voluntary. They're not being paid to do this. So the fact that a 19-year-old volunteered his time, I mean, you're not even giving the kid credit. I mean, he's 19 years old and he's volunteering his time. He can't even drink. Okay. He can vote, get shot in a war, and he could also contribute into fighting the fraudulent behavior of our government. Okay. And he's doing this all voluntarily because, well, he's got the time, because he's already made his money at 19 years old. So he's very impressive. Like just by saying he's 19 doesn't really capture it, because we expect 19-year-olds to be right, dumb, stupid college kids. And this young man is volunteering his time, okay, to save the United States, okay, from terrible debt, from terrible criminality coming from our government, from the government itself. And that's just a ridiculous notion. Secondly, the fact that their biggest issue here yet again is to focus on the fact that they're men. So because they're men, that's your problem? Now, I said in my coffee time, okay, I'd feel a kind of way, okay, if it were Elon Musk and a bunch of women sitting in that interview. Okay, this man makes a bunch of babies everywhere he goes. I don't think I like the idea of him being surrounded by a bunch of women, okay? I don't care if they're conservative, because you could be a so-called conservative woman and still get your behind pregnant by the richest man in the world. That happened. The fact that their issue is that they are men is absolutely ridiculous, okay? That they are middle-aged men at that. Who do you think are the majority business owners, okay, in America? Who do you think that the majority of the small business owners in America are, okay? It doesn't mean that you won't find a millennial. Doesn't mean that you won't find your Gen Zer, because that 19-year-old gentleman, Big Balls, right? He's a millionaire, right? But the majority of the richest people in our country, the majority of the small business owners are middle-aged individuals. Okay. We're talking people in their 40s and in their 50s and older. Like, that's what we're talking about here. So don't be surprised that the people in the room are going to be middle-aged. Our president is in his 80s. Like, I mean, let's stop pretending that people of a certain age don't know what the heck that they're talking about. Like, what, are we supposed to be shocked? I'm clutching my imaginary pearls because we're talking about middle-aged men here. Oh, and the majority of them are white men. Seriously? That's your focus. Again, y'all watched the same interview that the rest of us watched. Are you not concerned that children are getting robbed by our government or by other individuals out there in our country, just using and manipulating newborn babies like that? And children under the ages of 11? Are you not concerned about the fact that they are deliberately creating individuals who are 115 years old just so they can get money from the taxpayers? Like, did it ever occur to you to focus on that? Not to focus on the fact that the 19-year-old Big Balls isn't there. To focus on the fact that they're a bunch of men. That's your concern. Let's let it go on.
About DOGE so far and what they've been doing is that a lot of these cuts, a lot of their actions, a lot of them going in, those 19-year-olds going into these different agencies, is one of the criticisms is that it's been done in the dark and that they haven't been that public with it. And I think that's part of why they chose to do this interview. Another thing I know.
Okay. This is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. I'm not even going to push play anymore. I think you guys, it gets worse from here. Not being transparent enough. Seriously. So finding out that over $300 million was abused in SBA wasn't something. That finding out about USAID wasn't something. About the CFPB wasn't something. That the constant waste and the crazy spending of our federal government was nothing. that that's not transparency? That every single time that DOGE goes to be a part of the cabinet meeting, when it's Elon Musk sitting down with Trump and all the other cabinet members, it's always on camera. Like, the cabinet meetings are always on camera. How transparent can you be? They're on camera in the meetings. They're on camera in the cabinet meetings. Instead, your focus is the nonsense that it's a bunch of white men, that they got a bunch of 19-year-olds who are volunteering their time. Like, you're just crapping on these 19-year-olds. Like, they're not volunteering their time to be there. That's an incredible thing in the first place. We all thought young people were so selfish and entitled, yet they are giving their time for free to do what's right for the American people. Like, you don't want to give them credit for that. That's giving credit to Gen Zers, give them credit where credit is due, trying to save America here. And I think that's a valuable, honorable thing to do. Like, these are honorable young people. Don't be knocking on them. And then you want to say that they're not being transparent, like they are not in these cabinet meetings on camera, like they don't have a Twitter feed, like they don't have a government website, like the people are not seeing this information. Like, we didn't just learn that $300 million was abused in SBA loans. I'm going to come out of this. You guys, to sum all this up, because again, they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. The reason why they chose to do the interview is because they're getting a lot of flack for not being transparent enough.
What?
They think that the government should take care of us. They think that government should have all the overreach, except for when we decide to get rid of it. Like, how are we overreaching if we're trying to get rid of the overreaching? Like, this is an enigma wrapped in a conundrum. So explain that one to me. This administration has been the most transparent. I have never seen an administration move like this in my lifetime. I mean, you're losing your minds because you don't like that we are learning the truth. You're focusing on the stupidity because you're trying to convince everybody else that, yeah, this is what we should be focusing on. You should be this ridiculous, as outrageous as we hear on CNN. Oh, behave, baby. Majority of our economy are small businesses. How much could have been allocated to individuals who wanted to build those businesses? $300 million. How many more businesses could have been created had it not been used fraudulently? There's a question. So you get in the comment sections and let me know what you think about all of this, because I'm a bit outraged. This was outrageous. This was outrageous. I don't like Elon. Y'all know I don't like him. But I support DOGE 100% because how many dreams were killed because they couldn't get the money? Like, ridiculous. I'm stunned. That was stunning. The information is stunning. The reaction from the left, not so much. I love you guys so much. You guys are great, great audience. If you guys would love to support the show, you can subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. You can also support the show by Cash Apping me at #RShellBranch, because again, we got goals. Trying to be a small business here. That's the goal. So thank you all for watching. I will see you all next week, because I will not be doing a video tomorrow, even though tomorrow's going to be a big day. Again, busy weekend coming up this weekend, spending some time with the family for my brother's birthday. Big day for my brother, big day. So very excited to spend some time with him. Get in the comments. Love you guys. And see you next week. Kepla.